can be incredibly stressful with everything from dealing with the salespeople to all the negotiations and the price jacking. It can be a burdensome process to say the least. Selling your car can also be a giant headache. But on today's episode of Startups with Sanaz, a local startup called Shift takes out all the guesswork when it comes to buying or selling your car. Joining us now to talk about this peer-to-peer platform is Shift Co-CEO Toby Russell. Toby, thanks so much for joining us. Talk to us a little bit about Shift and where it came from. What caused it, or what was the catalyst behind this particular company?
Thanks, Sanaz. I appreciate you having us on. So at Shift.com, a few of us had bad experiences in the car space. We wanted the reliability of buying a new car, but realized you get huge depreciation when you drive that new car off the lot, and wanted to make it simpler across the board. So we asked the question, if we were to use technology and a different approach, how might we reinvent the experience of selling or buying a new car? And what we came up with was the ability to go to Shift.com, enter in information about your car, and essentially get a quote and sell it on the internet. We send somebody out to pick up your car and bring it back from your home or office, wherever you'd like, if you're selling. And if you want to buy a car, you have the ability to go online, check out all the cars there, pick what you'd like, push a button, and someone will bring you the car to test drive, as well as being able to buy it right there on an iPad app that we created. It lets you get financing, extended warranty, and anything you might want with that, all at prices that are set by algorithms. So no negotiation, no what we think of as the dangers of discrimination and crazy pricing in the marketplace, all driven by software and a website.
That's great. I mean, the future is now. As you were explaining this, I was actually thinking to myself, how is this different than Kelley Blue Book? But you have the person going to the home, picking up the car, and basically handling the transaction from start to finish, right?
Exactly. So while with like a Kelley Blue Book, they'll give you an abstract quote of what your car might be worth. When you go to Shift, you actually get an offer on the car itself, and you can get money wired right to your account electronically to get paid for your car.
That's amazing. I have to ask you, did you have a bad experience with a used car salesman or something along the line trying to sell your car that was the seed that planted, that bloomed into this particular idea?
I did on both sides. So I've always been terrified of the used car dealer, and I jokingly say at this point I have a lot of education in the space, and I'm still afraid to go into a situation where somebody just knows way more about that very complex machine than I do, and is going to negotiate and try and take advantage of me. And I always know that if I'm quote unquote getting a good price on the purchase, they're probably doing something like gouging me on the trade-in. If that's not going around, then they're doing something funny like not showing me the real rates for financing. And so I even specifically had an experience taking my car to trade it in, and I remember they were giving me a certain price, like, hey, your car is worth like $13,000. And I looked up what they were selling the same car for, and it was like 20. And I'm like, whoa, that's a huge difference. And they said, well, we don't really know about your car, what's going to happen. And I just felt totally kind of wool pulled over my eyes, and I was like, that's just not okay. Like, we have to do this better. It should be totally transparent. In the era of the internet, I shouldn't have people just telling me stuff that is just patently false, like just lying to me. And I was like, that's not okay. So we created Shift.com to really address that.
Yeah, I mean, I know growing up, and I would go get my cars. I grew up in Los Angeles, so cars are a necessity in life. I would always take my dad with me because he is the master negotiator. But even then, you can be the best negotiator in the industry, but you're dealing with a company that's trying to profit off of you. So to some extent, you're going to have to be, for lack of a better word, screwed in the transaction.
So no, that's exactly right. In fact, we've heard from so many of our users, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing this myself, buying the car, selling the car. I have to bring my car guy, my husband, brother, uncle, friend, cousin, who's going to come and do it for me. And we believe that in the internet era, everybody should be empowered to do that. You should be able to go online and do the thing directly, be able to have transparency, be able to have a great user experience. It's crazy that you should have to rely on somebody to, in like literally the largest retail category probably on the planet, US auto retail, you would have to find the car guy to defend you from a terrible retail experience. We're just like, that's insane. Like, technology should level the playing field for everybody and make this accessible to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to handle something as seemingly simple as being able to buy and sell a particular product on the market. So having an app like this definitely, like I said, takes out the guesswork and makes it very transparent, so you don't feel like you're getting hoodwinked.
That's the core idea of Shift.com. And like you said, LA, we have operations in LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Sacramento, and up in Portland, we're kind of spreading city to city. And so we're super excited about people trying it out and making use of Shift.com to try and really transform the experience overall, which we think is a bad one and it's just wrong. And so we're excited to be talking to folks about it.
That's amazing. When did the company begin? I mean, you guys are spanned over a pretty, big portion of the West Coast for a startup. When did you guys start?
We got started really in like 2014 timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
Started buying and selling lots of cars in 2015, and so we've been doing this for about a half a decade. We've sold sold tens of thousands of vehicles at this point. Lots of people really excited and a lot of happy users.
That's amazing. Now walk me through the process. Let's say I have a car and I want to sell it on the market. What would I have to do? Is it just a website, or is there a smartphone app that I go to? Walk me through it.
Great. What we recommend is just go to shift.com, shift.com, kind of like shift in your car. You go to the section that says sell your car. It'll ask you to just enter in some information about it. If you have, your license plate, it'll look it up and get a bunch of information from the DMV databases. Otherwise, you can just sort of enter in information. It'll tell you the price at which Shift will purchase the car, and we will actually advance you, give you the money electronically when the person comes out to take a look at your car. So they'll take a look around the car, and then you'll complete the transaction on an iPad app right there at your home or office.
So Shift is buying the car and then reselling it on the Shift platform. It's not necessarily that Shift is providing the platform in which someone can come to me and buy the car.
That's right. So we originally were looking at that, and what so many sellers said is, look, I just want it to be simple and easy. I want three things. One, I want a good price for my car, and I want to get paid that money up front. Two, I want to make it simple. Like, you guys come out to me, take the car, do what you need to do to make it go round. And three, make it seamless and electronic. Like, want it to go end to end, be able to use the website and make it really easy. I don't want to jump through a bunch of hoops, have a bunch of paper, checks being mailed, or worried about whether or not I'm actually going to get paid. Like, make it really trustworthy.
And they handle the whole pink slip situation with the car too, right?
Exactly. It's like people will oftentimes say, well, my alternative is I could sell my car, on Craigslist, and it's a really sketchy process. You're going out there and saying, hey, I've got a car, and you got people showing up to your house with cash. Maybe it's not. Maybe you can trust those people, maybe you can't. So what people have found is that it's much simpler and easier to do the Shift way than either going to a dealer and taken advantage of, or trying to do this with kind of in the Wild West that is the private party car sales.
Yeah, especially since we live in an era where scammers are just, hitting every corner of the industry. So this really does take out that whole process. Toby, is there anything else that you think our viewers should know about Shift? I mean, it sounds like a seamless process. It almost makes me want to go buy a car and then sell it on the platform. It sounds that easy. Is there anything you want to let our viewers know?
Mostly it's you deserve better. I found that I was just really unhappy with the experience that I was getting. It's insane that we continue to tolerate both the discrimination and terrible treatment that people get regularly in the used car space. And so if you are not buying a car, please tell a friend that they deserve it. And Shift.com will work on it.
All right, Toby. Well, thank you so much for your time. This is definitely a cool, very easy platform to provide for people that are trying to buy and sell. Again, it's www.shift.com. Toby, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Sanaz.